Hatchback day.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas, my old friend. This is going to be a day to
Nope.
Okay, yep. Hello, morning, welcome. You join me on an early Southern Ontario morning, and I'm in the Type R on the way to fight Thomas at our track. And it's cold, and I'm suddenly reminded of the fact that the Type R doesn't come with heated seats or a heated steering wheel and a freezing cold aluminium shift knob. Yeah, so that hasn't changed. In fact, a lot hasn't changed. If you were to blindfold me, you could easily persuade me that I'm still driving the previous generation in many ways. The power feels the same, even though it gets a bump to the Golf R 315 horsepower. The shifter was already fantastic, and even though they've beefed it up, it feels the same, which is fine. The clutch is easy to operate. In the morning, this is not an intimidating car. This is never an intimidating car. This is one of the easiest manual cars to drive there is. They've changed the exhaust. It doesn't sound very different. Unless I go to plus R mode, which then it does a piped in engine sound, which is really aggressive. And you can't turn it off unless you go to individual mode, but then you lose the really cool gauge cluster for plus R. The ride is actually surprisingly compliant. And it's still got that boy racer personality. We have a big wang, slightly different shape this time. We have 265 width tyres instead of 245s, that's changed. We have shift lights in the dash. So as you approach the top of the gear, they go yellow and then red in the middle. It's very cool. Also, if you don't turn it off in the settings, there is a noise that plays as you get to the top of the gear, like a beeping, which you might have heard in Thomas's Austin, Texas video with this car because he didn't turn it off.
But since I'm in plus R mode, it's definitely noisier. Can confirm, I don't think it's any louder from the outside.
So it's aggressive. The piped in sound is aggressive, the beeping, the shift lights. But you know what? As I approach the track here, I'm realizing that aggression is kind of gonna be what I need to be able to beat that Golf R. What is he doing? Thomas, you're supposed to bring the Golf R.
James, in order to face your future, you must first defeat your past.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay, new versus old. Last time we had the new versus old here, it was GR86 versus GT86, and that was a big difference in displacement. They haven't changed much with this. In fact, it's a little bit heavier, and it's the new platform. So there's no guarantee that this wins. It's a track. The changes they made are for the track. Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna require a lot of zen because I have to find every ounce of traction that I have because this is on an older, crappier tire compared to the PS4S's. However, I'm lighter. I'm not lighter than James. Not at all. But the car is lighter than that car.
3, 2, 1, go!
Overhead! Yes, go on then.
Okay, really had to focus on traction there. A little bit of wheel hop. Okay.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
So you're struggling for traction a bit there.
Very much.
Well, you know, it's difficult to launch Type R. Easier in the new generation.
Yeah. These tires just, like, I already got heat in them and it doesn't matter.
Once you got going, did you?
Once I got going, I noticed that something intriguing, in fact, would be the word I would use.
Yeah.
In third and fourth gear,
Yeah.
it felt like I was gaining on you a little bit.
Gaining?
Yes.
Damn it.
It felt like I was catching you. Shall we do a roll race to confirm the? Well, off the line, obviously this one has it. I think the gearing's a little bit more friendly in that as well. It felt like it.
It's got a shorter final ratio, but I think the actual gear ratios, the rest of them are all the same.
Yes. Okay.
So.
Shall we do a roll race?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, roll race, roll race.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my God.
What the bloody hell's going on there?
Oh my God. I'm walking away. Easily.
That's a faster car! That's a faster car!
What?
Even in fourth gear there, he was going faster than me. No, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
What just happened?
Nothing went wrong there.
Okay.
No, we're doing that again. No, we're doing that again.
I.
Please, can we do it again?
If you insist. Like, shifts were good?
Everything was good.
That was in gear acceleration.
I saw it.
I walked you in third and fourth for sure, easily. Do you want to do it again just to check?
Yeah, you can't see it because you haven't got that sixth sense, but the way the wind currents were going, it was... One more time, one more time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, when you take a launch out of the equation, it appears as though the new Type R might be slower than the old Type R. What?
I will not accept that the new Civic Type R is slower than the old Civic Type R in a straight line. I will not accept it. It can launch better, yes. But once we got going, he really was pulling on me.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go on! Let's win again! He's pulling on me. He's actually, no one else pulls on me. I'm the only one that pulls on me.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh my God.
What?
What was it about facing my future, I need to defeat my past?
I don't think you defeated your past, son.
Well, this car needs therapy then, because... yeah, that's quicker.
So that was a little bit closer because I spun a little bit in second gear, I think.
So you would have won by more?
I would have won by more.
Yeah, everything was perfect on my end.
Like fast shifts, there was no bogging on your shifts,
No.
right? I could see it in my rear view mirror.
This car's a launcher. I'm
It's a
telling you,
launcher.
the improvements are track improvements, okay?
Okay, well, we'll do a track test in a second, but
Why don't you jump in the Golf R?
can we bring out some other competitors for that? Let's do that. I'm
Okay.
gonna go get the Golf R, and I've heard that there's a rumor that perhaps a man of focus might intervene as well.
I like that. I like that.
Before our man of extreme focus arrived, just to remove any doubt, James suggested that we switch drivers and try the race again just to be sure, and lo and behold, the same result. And if there was ever any question whether or not the old Type R was tampered with, it's actually the ex-Honda press car, and has come direct from Honda exactly how Honda had been sharing it with journalists. So unquestionably, the old Type R is quicker in a straight line than the new one. But before we could discuss any further, our focus shifted to a focused man focused into focus.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Focus RS. I got him. I got him.
That's the all-wheel drive advantage there.
Oh, it's a Type R. I forgot about it.
That was close though. That was close between them. Between them it was close. Just between them. Oi, oi.
Oh, thanks for coming out. Yep.
Yeah.
He did a great job with the camera, so that you could see that I was beating Karston.
That's the all-wheel drive advantage there. I
Yeah.
grinded second gear.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
The legend lives on.
The legend.
But yeah,
Okay.
otherwise it was fine. So.
Yeah, I haven't grinded in that yet when I drove it on the track before,
No,
so.
no. Well, it's either twerking or grinding these days. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's see what happens in a roll, because obviously this really comes alive in a roll.
Unless it's against the older version of itself.
Yeah. But yeah, little second gear grind, but everything else was fine. I did a lot of wheel hop. A lot of wheel hop.
I get a little wheel hop in this too, actually. But
Wheel drive.
it didn't matter because I won. Roll race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3,
This is my moment. This is my moment.
1.
Go on, Type R! Yes, boys!
Type R's got us in the top end. He's got it. Oh! Oh man, that's fun.
Roll race king! Roll race king! Not as quick as the one before it, but this is the prince. This is the sun.
So interestingly, you did win. Lighter, don't
I'm not claiming it. I'm not claiming the win. The car.
the
won.
car won. In fourth gear,
Yeah.
right before the finish line,
Were you gaining?
I was gaining.
Okay, this is a likely story.
It's not like what do you want me to say? It was.
Okay.
But like in a half mile, I wonder what we don't have the ability to do that here.
No.
But I'd be very interested. But yeah, it's definitely like the response. Everything's lighter. It snaps better. Like
Yeah, yeah. I think I speak for every Volkswagen person here. Is I wonder what would have happened with the DSG in all of these races. Yes, there is a DSG.
yes.
But
yeah, we have to say that every time, or you guys.
We've
will
matched
say
the
it for us.
transmissions. That's fair.
Should I set some lap times?
Yeah.
Any predictions?
I actually wouldn't have predicted what just happened in this roll race. So I'm not good at predictions, but my guess is, my hope is that this beats the FK8, the old Civic Type R.
Yeah, also my hope. Yes. Otherwise, what's the
And
point
I think it will crush both of those.
Ooh,
I think this is coming out the victor in the track today.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, let's look at the fastest lap of 3 in the new Type R. By the way, the full hot laps of the Golf R and the old Type R for reference will be at the end of the video. So, not a lot has changed in the way the Type R drives. The suspension, however, is about as stiff as the Type R LE was, and I don't think I've ever been thrown around this much in a fast lap. Also, if you're wondering why my hands are so busy on the steering wheel, it's because there really isn't any feedback for the front tire grip levels, so I'm constantly adding lock and backing it off to figure out where the limits of the front tires are. This is something that did not happen nearly as much in the old Type R or in the Golf R. As for the rest of the car, it's still sharp, balanced, and very quick. I really like driving it, even if the onboard voice command system was a bit confused.
Did you say Oak Park? Please say again.
Shut up!
Please say again.
Shut up!
Make sure there is no background noise, then try again.
Okay. Are you nervous?
Yeah, well, it's important. These are important cars. Important to me, important to the world.
Indeed.
And yeah, that little rivalry's got me all tangled up. But
Because that one went faster.
in the roll race, yes,
Yes.
So, first things first.
Yep.
Focus arrest. Where's he gone?
Okay, so it was the brakes were a little bit old, tires were a little bit old. I didn't deem it fair. It was an owner car.
Okay.
So
Didn't want to set the internet on fire with an
exactly
unfair time.
Yeah, but I mean, it made sense for the drag. Anyway, throw up the leaderboard. I hope it went that way. Karston probably put it over here. But I've got the lap times here. Are you excited?
So Golf R you did again.
Yeah.
And it's drier today? That's why we did it again?
It's so, last time we had this out was mildly moist.
Mildly moist.
So we're gonna put an MM for mildly moist on a leaderboard because it went faster today.
Okay.
And there were some more puddles on the track. I didn't think it made that much of a difference, but it went a little bit faster. So to be fair, we're gonna kind of downgrade the laps from the other day.
Okay.
Right?
So, yeah, it's very much an on-the-day thing. The leaderboard always, as fun as it is, should be taken with a pinch of salt.
Yes.
Hot laps get a bit messy, but...
As the temperatures rise and fall during the day, the times can be different by a tenth. So this is the reality of driving cars on the track. We can't have every car we've ever driven here today with us.
Currently, the Golf R is slower than the GR Corolla and the Elantra N.
Yes. The new Golf R time is 1:14.48.
Hey, okay, so that feels more representative of the power and its capabilities.
Yeah, however, those would have gone faster had I had lapped them today. So the only thing we can
don't
really
know.
compare it to is these. All right, old Type R,
Yeah, so we haven't, so this is the newest old Type R.
the newest old Type R. We've lapped the Type R before.
And we lapped the Type R LE, which was too stiff for our track and
Yes.
suffered.
Yes.
So arguably, this is, until this car, that's the best possible FK8 Type R for our track. So,
And it did. 114.41.
yes! Okay.
Pretty
That
quick.
is the same as a Dodge Charger Hellcat Red Eye. Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. Dodge.
But it makes sense for that car because it's always been a weapon
yes.
and they've improved
yes.
it. Now,
So that is on the stock Continentals,
yeah,
and this is on the PS4Ss.
which are also stock now for the new one.
Right.
Right.
And you can, as a dealer installed option, you can put Cup 2s in this. But I mean, that's true for any car in
Yeah.
the world. If you go to your dealer and say, hey, could you put Cup 2s in this car? They'll be like, okay, give me money.
Yeah, I'm going
and
to
then
switch
you
the
do
Cup
it.
2s for the markup. No, they're both dealer installed.
Okay, so that did a 114.41. This did a 113.55.
113.55.
Yeah.
I said before the drag race
Yes.
that the changes they've made
Yes.
are track changes.
Yeah, you
and I
did.
pulled that out of my arse. And it's come true.
Yeah.
And now I seem correct.
Okay, so that's a great time. Honestly, between the two, driving them back to back,
Yeah.
they're so similar.
They are, yeah,
They are like they drive so similarly. I think I prefer the steering in the old one.
Right.
And I know that there's a taller sidewall on the new one because these are 19-inch
19-inch wheels.
and those are the
yeah.
20s. There's not much in it in the ride.
No.
It wasn't any really harsher out there for me.
No, because I think you bounce around a lot
I was
on track.
being like beaten to pieces
Yeah.
in this car. Like it was so like all over the place.
Here's the big difference. Okay, so we've experienced
The looks.
a little price hike,
Yes.
right? It's like it was $4,000 up from that one,
Yeah.
but I think enough has changed. So visually, the interior, and that's it.
Can I? That's otherwise it's the
Apparently,
same
it's
car.
not that much more powerful.
No,
but-
okay, so here's the thing that I have, and I realized why, I said this in the video when I was down in Austin, that I didn't like the rear wing on this car. And I still don't. And the reason for that is that one is body colored, and it feels like it's meant for the car. This feels like it's an aftermarket add-on.
Yeah, I don't see colour, but I do see what you're talking about with the aftermarket. It does look
Finds
piped
a
on.
spot to slip it in.
No, I think that people are quite mixed on this. I think it's beautiful.
It is, but it looks like, this looks more like a hatchback. It looks like a little hatch.
Yeah, this is
looks
the
like an
Accord Type R. Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the Accord Type R, yeah, exactly.
But I think they've cleaned up the lines. Also, by the way, the new Accord's going to have this sort of new face anyway, so
So is he going to even more
it
look
will
like
look
an Accord?
even more like an Accord than it looked like. Yeah,
Should we look at the interior?
yeah, and I want to discuss livability because I
Okay.
think that's a big part of the
Okay.
hot hatch. It gives you everything you want.
Shotgun. Well, not shotgun, like shotgun on the, sitting in the, I'm just
Shotgun.
going to get in. Okay.
Yeah, Type R suits.
Why isn't the GR Corolla here?
There's only one in the country,
Uh-huh.
and it's on the West Coast.
I asked that question for your benefit because I already knew the answer. But
I cried all of yesterday.
it was very upsetting. We really wanted it to be here, honestly, but this is such is life. Okay, so I've already sat in this car and reviewed it to the ladies
And you
and
hung out
gentlemen
with
at home, and I
F1
hung out with
people.
F1
Yeah, I
drivers.
know,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
best friends with Sergio Perez now. What do you want me to say?
That's not even his name. If you knew his name, then that would prove.
Listen,
be proof.
I was talking to him. He said, listen, Thomas, my friend, I don't like when people call me Checo. I prefer Sergio, the full name, not the short form. That's what he said to me. He also said you're an amazing driver. I don't know why he said that, but
That was nice of him to say that to me.
So, so I really like the interior of this car. And out of all the current hot hatches, I think it is the most usable.
Yes.
And the most comfortable.
I also think it's the most cohesive. And you know,
Yeah.
there are going to be people wondering, okay, an Elantra N is available a lot cheaper, and it's an incredibly capable car.
It's a great
and
car,
it's not like
honestly.
you get all-wheel drive with this as an advantage. Like
Right.
the advantages, I think, are not immediately clear. But I think these seats, this interior, the Elantra N interior is busy.
It's busy, but it's also fun if you like that. Honestly, this is a better looking car from the outside. But if you told me, like, you know, I prefer the Elantra N, I'd go like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
100%. Like
It's all taste.
It's all taste in this
Yeah,
case.
apart from the Golf R, because it has capacitive touch steering wheel buttons.
Okay, so again, today in the hot laps, halfway through my lap, I did a couple things. One, I took it out of Nürburgring mode. And
Not on purpose.
No, because the buttons are capacitive touch and they're like right where your hand hits. And I turned the heated steering wheel on. So by the end, my hands were like on fire.
Right.
Not like I was driving so well.
No.
I mean, I was. But it was so hot and it was in comfort mode. So I had to redo the lap again in Nürburgring mode and like pay attention to where I was
But
holding
don't
it.
worry, they're
announced-
going to change that.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That would be great. If
Because-
they could add a volume knob as well, that would be nice because this has one.
Yeah, and these buttons on the steering wheel work perfectly. And we get shift lights.
There, it
Bit of
there
theatre.
flashes at you. And there's a beep in the in-car that you can...
And these
right?
seats are just like, how has Honda figured these seats out?
I don't know, but like if we could just install these seats in every car, I would be fine.
I love the red. I love...
Again, I don't have any critiques about this interior, honestly. Other than the fact that this has a stuck-on tablet, which I hate.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
This is the ultimate version of an economy car.
Right.
But you can't please everyone. Every time there's a new generation, they either didn't do enough or they did that and ruined it.
Yeah.
And I think this feels to me like the GR86. Feels like that same, we know the mantra, we know the objective here.
Yeah.
We're just going to clean it up and make it more modern.
Yes, listen, I agree, and they have done that, and we were about to, I felt like a conclusion. You were getting there.
I wouldn't dare.
I just want to say that it is unacceptable that the old one is faster in a straight line than this. It's not okay.
Why you going to do me like that, Honda?
This should be a quicker car, and right, it's faster on a track. But if you put the other one on PS4S's, I would say it's probably within a shot of being the same speed around the track.
Yeah.
So,
But these
like,
are the stock tyres they come on.
come on.
You have a choice. You
Like,
can you can either tyre match or you can choose the stock tyres.
we always do stock tire for the test.
Stock tyres, yeah.
But I just wanted to say, other than the fact that it's maybe not quick enough, it's an exact great evolution that
This interior
Doesn't do-
and
doesn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, the interior and the exterior alone are enough for
Yep.
me.
okay, now we can do a conclusion.
Okay.
Okay.
Whether you are steadfast on the importance of all-wheel drive, or you are a hot hatch purist and are happy with the simplicity of front-wheel drive, these days, you've got choice. The Civic Type R is still a Type R, fun, fast, full of Honda-ness, and for most, better looking than ever. When it comes to choosing among all the new hot hatches, including the new GR Corolla, James and I seem every day to be leaning more towards the all-wheel drive Golf R for its ability to conquer all categories. Even with its stupid steering wheel buttons, it's still a phenomenal driver's hatch. Although in the front-wheel drive world, from a pure engagement perspective, over the new Type R, I'd take an Elantra N, a car that for all intents and purposes is better than it has any right to be. It's also significantly cheaper.
No question, the Elantra N is a deal, but I don't think there's much in it for engagement between the two. And the new looks, the seats, the simplicity of the interior, the shifter action of the Civic Type R, along with its nameplate, wins me over. But as we said in our latest Elantra N GR Corolla video, in a moment of extreme rarity, none of the options in this entire category are a bust. Quite the opposite, actually. They all have splendid on-track performance and on-road driving manners. And on top of that, each one offers its own very distinct flavour. As car enthusiasts, what more can we ask for than that? Thanks for watching. Oh, and a big thank you to Michelin Canada for generously donating tyres for this video.